what we've also noticed is that if you think that you can commit war crimes that people are not going to notice, for example, like assassinating journalists, which has not stopped. This just keeps going. And there were three journalists. Colin, I don't know if you can blow that up or not.
Exactly, Saul. Exactly.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
that's what it's all about.
And
It's all
that's
about.
basically like the white Africans who were suffering a genocide.
So I pull up the tweet from the IDF specifically because this is also part of the Hasbara initiative, which is smear the people that are out there doing their job. They actually showed the guy with a press vest on, and they claim that Ali Hassan Shahib operated as a Hezbollah Radwan force terrorist under the guise of a journalist. Turns out the press vest was just a cover for terror. So they're essentially bragging about assassinating him. They're bragging about assassinating a journalist with no spot. Why? They had to get ahead of this because they probably knew that a lot of people were not going to like it once it became evident that what they did do, which they've been doing the entire time, they've assassinated at least 200 journalists over the course of this genocide.
More than 250 that I am aware of. So I know it crossed over 250 because the last time that I saw Amy Goodman address this, and she's been, keeping pretty good count.
Yeah, good old Amy Goodman. Why does she
Look,
have to?
whatever you want to say, she was one of the OGs. She was the real deal journalist. She did the work. I agree with her on most things. And for the most part, she is definitely on the correct side of history and has been a net positive. So let it be.
I'm not disagreeing. I was actually saying
Yeah.
I was saying it tongue in cheek because she is Jewish as well, and damn those self-hating Jews, coming out here. I got to tell you, it's
Democracy
actually
now has been on the right side of what's going on in Palestine since October 8th. Like they had their head on straight almost immediately. So I can work with that.
well, I'm going to pass the baton over to you, and this will be an opportunity. This is the only article that I was able to find that any information was able to get out that isn't Hasbara. Everything else is Jerusalem Post, Fox News, Ynet News, all of it. And they're all painting the assassination of this journalist as a terrorist. A journalist, he's a terrorist. So that makes it okay. We should kill him. Israeli strike on media car targets kills 3 journalists in South Lebanon. Jen, if you would.
Okay. I'm on March 28th. An Israeli strike targeted a media car on Jazin Highway in southern Lebanon on Saturday, killing journalist Ali Shoaib of Hezbollah-affiliated Al-Manar TV, journalist Fatima Fatauni, please, guys, I am going to do my best, of pro-Hezbollah Al-Mayadeen TV, and her brother, freelance journalist, thank God, Mohammed Fatauni. All right, the last name almost looks a little bit Italian to me. According to Al-Mayadeen TV, the Lebanese journalists were reportedly en route to cover an assignment at the time of the attack. The IOF Situation Room confirmed to CPJ, wait, is that this publication? Is that that it carried out a strike?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, CPJ, that carried out a strike, saying that Shoaib, whom it referred to as Ali Hassan Shaib, was a member of Hezbollah's Radwan force. Of course they claim that. The military told CPJ that
where's the proof? Trust me, bro. Is that the proof?
I believe a word that comes out of their mouth. The military told us that Shoaib had been using his journalism as a cover while conducting intelligence gathering activities and maintaining contact with Hezbollah fighters, but it did not provide evidence to support these claims. In a post on X, Israeli military spokesperson asshole accused Shoaib of being a Hezbollah intelligence gatherer. We emailed the IOF later that day requesting further information regarding the targeting and killing of all 3 journalists, including asking for evidence supporting the allegation that Shoaib was a combatant, and received a reply that the incident is being further investigated. Yeah, I'm sure you're getting right on that. We are investigating this latest attack on journalists in Lebanon, which has been an increasingly deadly zone for journalists, despite their status as civilians who must not be targeted, said Regional Director Sarah Kuda. This is the publication that is reporting this. We have seen a disturbing pattern in this war and the decades prior of Israel accusing journalists of being active combatants and terrorists without providing credible evidence. Journalists are not legitimate targets, regardless of the outlet they work for. Lebanon's President Joseph Aoun and the Lebanese Minister of Information, Paul Morkos, denounced the killing of journalists. Yeah, if only they had a set between the two of them. If only between the two of you all you had a set, then maybe we wouldn't be in this position.
You know, if I could just interject real quick, you know, one of the things that I think also doesn't get talked about enough when you say that, you know, why don't they have a set? Why don't they do anything? I think this gets back to what is one of the universal reasons why BRICS is forming its own international currency, because the dollar hegemony, which still exists, is a big part of why a lot of people don't speak up. Because if you do, then the US dollar, which is the world's hegemon currency, will crush you. For now. But all we're doing by going hand in glove with Israel is we are speeding up our inevitable decline, because these other nations are going to join BRICS and they're not going to use the US dollar anymore. That's what's coming. And it's shit like this that's leading to it. Sorry.
Oh, space cowboy, hegemony. We know what we're talking about. So those, whatever, less than those of the sackless variety, said that it was a blatant crime that violates all norms and treaties under which journalists enjoy international protection in wars. Yeah, but yet you don't do anything. Okay. CPJ has documented the killing of at least 4 other journalists across West Asia since the outbreak of the Iran war in late February. The targeting of the 3 journalists comes 2 days after the killing of the photojournalist Hussein Hammoud, and 9 days after the killing of journalist Mohammed Sherry, who also worked for Al-Manar TV, in an Israeli strike in central Beirut. This latest attack brings the total number of press members killed in Lebanon since the Israel-Gaza war began to 11.
11 journalists have been assassinated in a couple of weeks.
No. Just in Lebanon.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just in that one location. Correct.
But that person was a terrorist.
It's so old. Nobody believes it anymore. No. Nobody believes it. I don't even know why they bother to say it, because apparently, even though we don't believe it, it doesn't seem to stop it. Like they just do it, openly. So I don't know why they bother to even lie, to tell you the truth. That same thing I feel about the Epstein files. I don't know why anybody covers it up and is lying about it. Because because let's say I presume everything in them is true, nothing's going to happen anyway.
No.
The same people that defend them are still going to defend them, and everybody who hates them is still going to hate them, and nothing's going to happen judicially. And even if he gets impeached, it won't go anywhere, and it doesn't matter anyway.
That's like the whole point of the event this weekend, which a lot of people have pointed out. It essentially gets back to that same problem, which is what Mo was talking about before. This isn't a Netanyahu problem, just like it isn't a Trump problem. They just reveal the truth because their mask is so ugly. That's all it is. This is part of the reason why I never, ever get involved with these no kings marches. Excuse me? The United States is the king of the world for now. But you never say anything about that.
It is. The time is ticking. It is ticking. Like we are at the brink of stage 6 of collapse, of the 7 stages of empire collapse. We are on the brink of crossing over into phase 6 out of 7. So it's happening.